Police have arrested two men in connection with a shooting outside a Croydon nightclub. The two men were arrested in West London yesterday after armed officers fired plastic bullets at their car, forcing it to stop. The arrests come 4 days after a 27-year-old man was shot at the Atlantis nightclub in Croydon. Officers who gave chase were also fired at by a gunman.
She don't want my coffee name. All she knows is after one night with me, it's gon' change. And she knows and she cares and she stares. She's not scared. She likes my gangster name, gangster style, gangster ways. It's a gangster day, gangster name, gangster style, gangster ways. It's a gangster day, gangster name, gangster style, gangster ways. It's a gangster day.
Friends, drugs, and hope. Because it covers a few things. It covers a few things. Covers a few things still. A few things we can talk about. So I want to talk about drugs. Because people like to highlight that like it's some kind of thing that I should be ashamed of or something that has been continuous in my life after the age of 21. 21? Yeah, from I came out of pen, 18, I'd never ever smoked crack again in my life to this day. So I smoked it the last time when I was probably 17, 18. Okay, just to make that clear, when I came out 2001, I wasn't burning crack. But I definitely was taking E's and stuff like that. Well, just E's, Mitsubishi's, stuff like that in 2001. Just so we can make everything clear. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah. My relationship with drugs. Because it came from a very early age. Earlier than it was supposed to. Obviously from I started not being at home and that. Flirting around with the streets. Cigarettes. Weed. Etc. etc. Everything was socially and that, you know. First you do drink, alcohol. But I never went done crazy stuff like what I see other people doing, you know, like when they done. I saw people that sniffing glue and that in children's homes and that. I was never on stuff like that. But I did used to see like youths doing that, but I knew that was definitely not the thing. Definitely not. But then obviously I got influenced to smoke crack. So obviously crack is like hard cocaine cooked. Obviously you cook it, it turns to crack. And then you break it down and you burn a spliff, like you smash it up in like in a note, mash it down, crush it into powder, and then pour it onto your spliff. That's how it would go. All that pipe stuff and that, I've never ever ventured into that life. But I used to smoke spliffs. That's what I had done when I was young, like when I was probably 13, 14, 15, got out of jail. 17 to 18, maybe 11 to 18, but 17 area, they went back to prison and never smoked again. So that's the timeline. But me smoking crack, the last time I smoked crack was in 1997. Ever. That's a whole 26 years, I'd say. Is that right? I'm 23. Yeah. That's the last time. And when I used to bun it, it was a fashion thing. It wasn't nothing that the popular guys or the it guys wasn't doing. You know, it was seen as something to celebrate. It wasn't frowned upon when we was doing it. You know what I mean? It wasn't nothing like that. It wasn't how you seen people end up. And that's why I kind of can relate to the people in Brixton, you know, the people that you see, like the junkie, well, you call them junkies, but they're like drug users. I wouldn't call them junkies. That's a bad name for me to even use. But the drug users, because I don't frown on them. Do you know what I mean? I put them in my drama series before, so it's not like I don't speak to them. And sometimes I look at it and I think like that it seems like an extension of us, like the people in our community that you see walking around daily, because most of them are like our uncles, our cousins, our sisters, our brothers, like people that used to be with us, used to walk around with us, used to party, used to eat with, used to probably have relationships with. But now they're walking around and they're on drugs and that. Like, I find it hard not to can relate to that situation, even though some people might frown upon it because of their approach or the way they are. But that's not even them. That's the drugs, and I know it. Do you know what I mean? And I can talk about it freely because I've come through it. If I didn't come through it and I had something to be ashamed of, I'm able to talk about this. But you know what I mean? Like, there'll be a lot of us that have a lot of, not have a lot, but have people in our family that may be messed up on drugs. You know what I mean? I've been through that. Like, I know so many people that have been through that and ain't been able to come through it. You know, someone asked me the other day, did I ever go mad? I've never ever lost my mind. You know, like all the time I've done in prison, I've never ever lost my mind. Never. I've cried, but I've never lost my mind. Do you know what I mean? I've never lost my mind, so. But yeah, like I was saying, obviously, I used to smoke a lot of crack. First it was just stones, 1 stone, 2 stone, half a 6, 16th. Then you get like 2s or 3 ways on a quarter. And your appetite for it's getting bigger. And you start venturing into different fields of making money. It starts opening your eyes to things of, okay, because what you was getting before is not enough. So you kind of look around and it makes you open your eyes and see like, wow. So what we used to do, what we done is we started to jump over counters in banks. And when I'm telling you this, it's not like I'm not trying to boast about it. I'm just saying this is what we went through in the world that I lived in when I was on drugs. This is what I was going through. So my appetite for the drugs got more. And our eyes started to open to certain things. And it opens your mind and certain things, you start seeing different things, and the different things that you want are more expensive, if you get what I'm saying. So what we'd start to do is we start to go into building societies and jump over the counters. We was never hurting anyone. We was never touching anyone. We was just in and we was out, jumping over the counter, Abbey Nationals, taking money out of the drills and running out. One man could get 7 bags, the next man could get 10, the next man could get 3, next man could get 5, the next man could get nothing. Do you know what I mean? But there'll be some man that be going over and getting what they need to get. There'll be some man that be standing at the doors, or not man might have provided the car and he's the driver. That was a setup in the man them who was going out because this is the life that they wanted. They decided this is it, this is me, this is how I want to live, and this is it, let's get it. That was the era we lived in at the time. So once we started doing that, our taste for the finer things started to level up. But coming from Brixton, I think we was more Jamaican-ified.
Gun-toting folk. Some of them in turn were chased out because they were an embarrassment by the political masters. And I say they ended up in first Miami and New York principally. Some of them went to Canada, Toronto, and set up their drugs operations.
But the Jamaican gangsters soon discovered they weren't welcome in their new home.
Federal agents conduct simultaneous raids in Boston, Miami, Dallas, and 11 other cities. Their targets, Jamaican drug gangs called posses because of their penchant for Wild West-type shootouts.
The American authorities pursued the Yardies relentlessly for 5 years.
The American law enforcement caught on to the posses and things started pursuing a policy to take them out. Then they would increasingly come to Britain to get away from that.
Like culturally, like the loud, bossy, brash stuff came from the Jamaicans kind of in our community. That's how I saw it. Like, you know, they had extra twang on their walk, extra twang on their talk, the dress code, you know, little certain things with this shirts like just coming out on that side, but it's not on that side. And you know what's funny? I go to the barbers these days and I see guys getting the fade and then they're roughing up their hair with a smooth. But that used to be my thing. I don't know where I got it from. I can't say it was mine. But that I remember when I'm getting barbers, every time I used to get a fade, I said the hair on the top. Obviously not now. I won't take the piss. But at the top, I used to rough up my thing. It was like coolie hair, you get me? To rough it up with a smooth fade. Got pictures. I got pictures, don't worry, I'll show you. But yeah, that's what we used to do. What was I saying anyway, man? Because I forgot now. Chicken I thought slipped out. But yeah, so we used to our taste for things got bigger here, you get me? Style, clothes. But like I said, we was Jamaican-ified. I in my perspective, you know, we wore clip suits, slick, stuff like that. Strings vests were still lingering about. Do you know what I mean? Travel Fox Clarks, Vikings, Wallabies, etc., etc. The only people that was really moving bougie, who really knew the thing was really the Stockwell guys. Yeah, that's when you saw Sauce. Remember, I'm a young kid, innit? So I'm growing up, I'm seeing a lot of things. I'm seeing a lot of things on TV videos. I'm seeing MTV. I know what NWA looks like. I've seen everything. I've seen every flex. But within all the flexes that I've never ever seen in my life was the Stockwell guys. If I'm being honest, you can name them if you want. You've got Scar, you got Roger, you got Sinclair, God, you got Kid, Sergio, Barry Dollar, got Aaron. Like, when you used to see them, that they showed man a different kind of look. Because even from day one, when everyone was wearing the Jamaican kind of style of vibe, they men were wearing Stone Islands and Ralph Lauren's. And I didn't understand what that was at the time. I'm deep in the hood. And everything I'm seeing is Jamaican. Obviously mixed with the English, but it's Jamaican, it's Jamaican language, it's Jamaican culture, it's Jamaican food, it's Jamaican music, it's Jamaican everything. You know, like deep on the line. You know, like the way Brixton is now. If you talk about what Brixton was, Rotten Road was the artery in the heart of Brixton. Like the rest of it was the heart. Like Cole Harbour Lane, even down to Herne Hill where 127 is, and down to probably near Bassel Road, Acre Lane, Brixton Hill. That's the heart of Brixton. Bit of Tulsa. Do you know what I mean? That's like the heart of Brixton. And that Rotten Road and Cole Harbour Lane, like, you know where Vining Street is to be like Granada's cab office there, and Granada's cab office was at the end near Saturday Bar. That's like the artery. That's it. So you get right from where the hut used to be. That's Brixton. If you know that, you know the essence of Brixton. And it's not just if you know that, it's if your forefathers know that, or your dad or your cousin, or they know that. They know Brixton. Cut through Vining Street, Boomch, on Cole Harbour Lane, Steppers. That's Brixton. I don't know Brixton no other way. And I seen Brixton when kids shouldn't have seen Brixton. I saw it at angle when kids shouldn't have seen Brixton. I saw Brixton. So I got a very lot of knowledge on Brixton, trust me. Do you know what I mean? Even though, you know, you say, oh yeah, but he was in jail. But guess what? When I was on the road, you was in jail. You was at home, in your bed, wrapped up. I wasn't. I was walking around. So that's the difference between us. You know what I mean? And they say, oh yeah, but you was in jail. How would you know? I know things when you wasn't even allowed to be able to understand what was going on. You get?
Tomorrow.
Astoria. Orange.
Lift up your head, I'm on your lance red. Cross. Lift up your head, I'm on your lance red. All that the gentlemen say, all body. Come on, we run it red, original red.
To get people like, who is it? What's my guy's name? What's my guy's name? MC Det and Brocky.
Are you ready for the DJ? Brocky! Dennis, what's this how jungle is? The body chain the place. Move to the body, boy, that's a chain of power. Say down low, but the move, gonna go, keep it in, go with the flow, that's another grand in the jungle place. But the move your body, but the move in.
That's what it was. It was Versace's signature. Everything was live at them days. Like, you was young, it was speed, it was fun. That's what you thought at the time. It was going down a road that we didn't even know where we was heading. You know what I mean? And the funniest thing is, see, when you're on that journey, you always get oldest speaking to you. But sometimes the delivery is wrong. And when you look back on it, you think, oh, maybe you tried to tell me something, but the way you tried to tell me made me reject you. Because you didn't tell me in the right way. Because you were telling me from your place of bitterness and resentment and things that you regret. And you was talking to me from that place. And that's how you tell me. When you tell me like that, I'm not able to understand that you've been through stuff. That's why you're delivering it to me like that. Because you're really pissed. Because you felt it. I don't know that. deliver it to me in such that way, I reject it from the beginning and I go on my own journey. Because they say you need to find out. Say sometimes you need to find out yourself instead of someone telling you. I believe if someone tells you the right way, you can navigate. That's what I believe anyway. So anyway, so everything was getting better, everything was speeding up. Sorry for being slow, you know, but I'm trying to hit the targets right now. And there's a lot going on in my brain. This is I'm not reading enough paper or nothing. So just bear with me. Yeah, so smoking crack. Every day I went from a few bowls, half a sixes, then we started robbing bank. We started having our own 16s. You know, there was a few of us that were really smoking properly. Not everyone was smoking. There were some of us that were just chilling around us, just around.